3D platformers were formative for me, and I imagine they were for a lot of you that are watching this video. Super Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie made the process of finding shiny little things to collect fun and rewarding. I can't say that a lot of other games have achieved that for me personally, but a lot have tried. Miscellaneous A Tiny Tale is the next to attempt to fill that hole in my little bitty heart. Miscellaneous A Tiny Tale is an adorable 3D platformer collectathon where you play as Buddy, a teeny tiny robot on an adventure with his friend Bag Boy to find the source of an unexpected explosion near their home. Along the way, you'll search for golden shiny cogs that you'll use to open the gates to future levels, just as you would use stars in Mario 64 or Jiggies in Banjo-Kazooie. It's a simple, fun loop, and it works here to great effect. Buddy has a simple moveset that sees him running, jumping, double jumping, hovering, diving, and swinging his paperclip like a sword. It doesn't evolve much over the course of the game, and I think that's fine. You'll be able to see every level to 100% on your first visit without needing to come back because of a power or ability you don't have. That makes 100%ing the game pretty breezy and allows you to focus on fully exploring each level the first time you play them. And exploring each level is pretty fun despite Buddy's limited moveset. In this world, everyday items like buckets, bricks, or toys tower over you, and the challenge the game most often presents you is how to climb them. Most platforming challenges are fairly simple for a genre veteran, but that doesn't make the process of platforming itself any less fun. The perspective of being a little guy making it all the way to the top of a table or water fountain is as epic as it is humbling. There are bespoke challenge levels hidden in each world, presented to you by a charming raccoon robot named Gus, who never manages to remember your name. But I unfortunately didn't find anything about them particularly hard. The difficulty does slowly ramp up, but by the final challenge, I still hadn't encountered anything that pushed me. These challenges are similar to the ones you'll find in Mario Galaxy or Super Mario Sunshine, so far as one challenge in particular being a clear homage to the latter. Tiny Tale's worlds are fun, surprisingly unique, and interesting, and each tell a short, isolated story. For example, Chapter 3 has you brave the desert, which is just a playground sandbox in reality, while trying to free the residents of the nearby town from their feline queen. She demands all the residents dress like cats, but they would rather show off what makes them unique and different. These set pieces are often low stakes, cute, and serve as a great backdrop to the adventure. One chapter takes place in a garden full of musical instruments that play sounds when you platform on them. This isn't a new idea by any means, but I love how they've done it here. The game world feels really organic in the same way that the worlds in Pikmin do. No level overstays its welcome or feels too large, except maybe for the desert I just mentioned, so I never found myself getting lost or frustrated, a trap too many 3D platformers fall into. When you climb up to high places, you can usually see the world in its entirety and find cogs out in the distance. And the backdrops of giant park benches and unfinished sheds make the world feel big, despite the relatively compact size of the levels themselves. It strikes a great balance. I'm playing this game on Switch too, and thankfully the developers took a gamble and kept the frame rate uncapped, allowing for the Switch 2 version to hit a silky smooth 60 frames per second. It does, unfortunately, leave the Switch 1 version feeling a little unstable. But as a new Switch 2 owner looking for games to play, I think they made the right call here. That said, I do wish that the resolution was a bit higher, as distant objects can look a little bit odd or overly shiny in the low depth of field. The world and characters they crafted out of everyday objects is beautiful, and I'd love to be able to see more of it. But Miscellaneous is about more than just collecting shiny objects. You're also tasked with cleaning up the world, much like you do in Chibi Robo. Scrubbing up spills, recycling, and helping characters with their problems add to your overall difference made. It's an adorable way to incentivize keeping our world clean, and every time I saw the number go up, I got a little serotonin hit. Though unfortunately, I didn't realize that this has a secondary function until after I had 100%ed the entire game. As your difference made increases, characters from around the world will start sending you letters. They tell you how they feel about your exploits, sometimes with praise, other times with disdain. You'll hear how you made a difference for them, and some will even send you multiple letters describing experiences they had over the course of your adventure. It was a surprisingly touching addition to the game. I just wish the game did a better job of putting it in front of you. Your letters are only accessible via the gallery menu on the World Select screen, but it's buried in a menu beyond the cutscene gallery. You won't know it's there unless you know to look for it. The game does mention that you started receiving letters, but doesn't do much to get you looking at them, and that's a shame. The story goes in some interesting directions that ultimately fell flat for me personally. I appreciated the direction it was taking, but I didn't really feel the gravity of the game's events or themes because I didn't have this backdrop of letters behind it. That said, I love the characters. Their designs are all so different and weird. I never expected a cast of robots who were usually depicted as cold, samey, and, well, robotic, to be so diverse, colorful, and heartwarming. I've had robots in media that I've loved, but these guys are pretty high up on that list for me. I've even become particularly fond of Sign Guy. He's the guy putting up signs everywhere that explain what to do. His signs are really sweet, and they drew me into the world more than I ever anticipated. Everybody needs a sign guy. The NPCs in each chapter have problems that need solving. The problem usually boils down to them misplacing an item and you needing to return it to them. A surprising amount of these items are just available in chapter shops. You gain money as you collect bolts and recycle garbage, so I understand the intent to have you explore the world to naturally complete these quests. I'd just rather there had been a bit more variety on offer. And that's not to say that some quests don't go to interesting places. There's a very sweet profession of love between two dude bro rhino beetle bots that added a lot of color to the world. I just want to see more of it. The vibes in this game are immaculate. It's a short, sweet, vibrant, and sometimes surprising adventure that calls back to the great 3D platformers of the past. I wasn't ready for the game to be over by the time I hit credits. I wish it had a bit more challenge sprinkled throughout and more effectively integrated the ideas present in its story, but ultimately I want to spend more time in this world with these silly little robots. The world is a big place, and it's even bigger for Buddy and his friends. GVG gives Miscellaneous a Tiny Tale a 7.5 out of 10. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to GVG for all your Switch 2 news, reviews, and everything in between. Let me know if you'll pick up the game in the comments below, but until then, keep the games good and the vibes greater. Bye now.